All right, welcome back, everybody, to a brand new 1% sentiment stream. As you guys know, we run these every single Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Our whole goal of these is to go over certain assets for the week and then be able to use those assets to figure out where we are going to go as far as direction goes for the week. So we like to do the higher time frames and then we go to the lower time frames from there and then we trade it during the week. Now, as far as news goes this week, let's take a look. As far as news goes this week, we have Jolt. I'm going to bring this over 1 second so you guys can see it here. But we have our JOLTS job openings on Tuesday at 10. So trades after 10 tomorrow will be very, very nice. As far as Wednesday goes, we have NFP coming up, the ADP non-farm employment change, as well as NFP later in the week this week. So as far as the week goes for liquidity, it's not going to be the best with NFP this week. It is always the first start of the month, but Monday usually gives us good moves as far as the market. Tuesday as well, but we'll watch coming into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday if we're going to be taking any trades. Friday will be a no trade day. So kind of going back now, let's go ahead and go over US 30 here. Let's talk about what we were doing for the week and what we're going to be looking for. So as far as the H4 goes, we talked about how we are looking for a possible pullback soon. Now we are starting to get that, right? We got a break of structure to the upside. Price is kind of sitting in this area. We got a rate of these highs and then an H4 breakdown, including this daily breakdown, if TradingView will allow me to show it. This daily move down, and we've created a lower high and we're closing underneath that previous lower high. So if we create that, we're looking for that next move into this next daily low right here at 45952. I believe that this month is going to start off that move. We don't have any imbalances down here to the left whatsoever. So after we get a small push up coming into the week, I think we're going to range something like this, move back up, and then start to make that move down into those lows. As far as our next goal for where we want price to go, our previous area of demand. So that previous candle before candle that broke structure to the upside, we can see this untapped area of demand down here where price just created new liquidity and new demand and started pushing up. So as far as a goal goes, we are looking for these lows right here at that 45635 if we can get that. Now we need to see how the market goes. Again, this is still a strong low as we're creating higher highs and higher lows. So strong low, higher high, higher low. We'll watch this area right here. This area will be very, very crucial as far as entries go for this move right here. So we'll watch this. We'll see if price comes down and disproves us through those lows or if it decides to continue from there. So that was US 30. We're going to go ahead and see how it goes during this week. Again, not many trades during this week because it is NFP. So we'll be looking on Tuesday, maybe not even Wednesday or Thursday. Friday will be a no trade date whatsoever. So we'll figure out how that goes as far as that goes. But that was US 30. Let's go ahead and move into some Ethereum. This is another one. We were looking for shorts around this area. It did not give that. Instead, it broke structure to the upside. So what does that tell us? That we have created that higher low. Now, as far as Ethereum goes on a higher time frame scale, this is exactly what we were looking for. The move into the lows, push back up. Now we'll watch and see if it takes liquidity, makes one more move back down before it decides to fully move up, or if it decides to continue from here. We'll watch for closers through this area right here at that 4204 range. And then from there, we'll watch that continuation to the upside. This is one that I am in on equity. I did take 10% around these highs right here, but we will look to add more to this one as far as a long-term overall status goes. ETH, very, very, very clean. Now from ETH, let's go ahead and get into some gold. Now, gold, again, daily, man. This is insane. Every single day, just over and over again, moving to the upside, man. Creating those higher highs and higher lows. From our previous stream last week, we were looking for a move into that area of demand. That's what it gave. And then it broke structure to the upside. And now we're just getting full continuation, man. This is one that's very, very easy as far as longs go. Now, calling a pullback, I would not call one just yet. The daily is very, very bullish. Weekly is bullish, and monthly is bullish as well. So definitely look for continuation to the upside on XAU. Now, moving on to the next one, I did want to go over some silver as well, boys. Silver is one that I will constantly look for continued moves to the upside. I am huge on equity in silver personally. This is one of my biggest holds, along with land and along with Ethereum. So this is one that I'm going to hold for a very, very long time, man. I think silver is just going to continue its rise to the upside right here. I mean, look at that weekly chart. It's just mooning, right? Just up, 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 up. Now, this is the futures chart. Let me go ahead and show the Forex chart real quick. There are new highs that we are looking for. So we came up and we just took out these highs. And we're coming for those all-time highs on silver, man. This is very, very, very beautiful. We'll see some type of pullback as we hit all-time highs, but following that, man, silver should just be pure continuation to the upside. I do believe a big correction is due as far as all markets go across the board. So once we start to get that, we will look to add to our equity positions and continue the rise to the upside. But that was silver. We did gold as well. We also did some US 30 and we did some ETH. I do want to go over Bitcoin real quick, and then we'll go over AVAX and a few others, and then we will be done for today. Let's go into some AVAX. Trading views being slow on me today. What up, Guh? I can do NQ, brother. No problem. We just finished DOW. We're looking for a possible pullback soon coming into the week. I'll show you guys in just one more second here. But yeah, I can go over NQ. All right, let's just talk about AVAX real quick. We'll get into NQ, and then we will end it following that. But as far as AVAX goes, man, weekly looking absolutely beautiful. Another break of structure to the upside. Daily is still holding those lows that cause new highs. So we're looking for full continuation on AVAX, man. I think this is a great spot to add for either equity, and then we'll catch some leverage longs here soon as well. We got that H4 break of structure and a daily break of structure to the upside following that previous liquidation rate to the downside here. Still holding, again, that weekly break of structure to the upside. So we're going to look to continue that into these highs, through these highs, and then overall into that 56 high. AVAX, very, very beautiful. Now let's go ahead and go into NQ as requested. I think I have it on here already. Yes, I do. Oh no, that's the futures contract. What is the US 100, correct? Yeah, let's put that up. All right. As far as Nas goes, man, very, very similar as well to that outlook on Dow. Now, as far as this week goes, we do have NFP later in the week on Friday. So no trades coming into Friday whatsoever. Tuesday will be clean, but Wednesday and Thursday will be a little bit shaky waiting for Friday. Now, I do believe a big correction is due. As far as NQ goes, overall, we are still bullish. H4 is still showing the bullish breaker structure to the upside right here. We're still holding previous lows that cause new highs. But the only thing I'm kind of looking at here as far as the daily goes is that possibility of the pullback. Now, for the pullback, once this goes on the daily here, just looking for the most previous daily low. So our previous area of imbalance will just lie underneath this low right here within this previous area of demand if we get that. Now, as far as this goes, again, it's still very, very bullish. So we're going to look for continued bullishness throughout the week. But if we do see a break of structure to the downside like this, coming through these lows, we get a strong closure through this low. We'll have an area of supply to look for our move into those next lows. Again, very, very hard to call a pullback when we are at all-time highs. So we'll look for that continued upside until disproven. If we get underneath these lows, if it does close underneath these lows, then I will look for that continued downside, and we'll look to catch those trades to those lows. I'll show you Dow real quick because it's kind of similar. Kind of the same exact thing here, but the only thing with Dow is we got that break of structure on H4. So daily broke down right here, and then we got the H4 as well. That's why I'm kind of looking for a possible pullback here soon. Obviously, NQ will follow suit as well, but it could create a new high and liquidate that high before it does decide to do so. So I think this one's very, very clean, man, as far as US 30 goes and as far as NQ goes. We're just going to be looking for bullishness until disproven. ETH, very, very bullish as well, adding equity around this area to my previous ones. XAU, obviously, very bullish, up 2% today. Silver also up 2% today. So pretty much bullishness across the board, man, as far as everything that we are looking at here. But that was everything that we did have down. We put it all down, and this was recorded. So if you guys wanted to go back and see any more, please feel free to let me know. I can go over those in chat for you guys. But if you guys did not see the beginning, you can go watch those in the recording as well. But I like to keep these short, simple, and sweet, man. I don't like to put too much out as far as sentiment goes because we are traders that like to trade based off of reaction. So all we do is just find our higher time frame pool, our higher time frame draw on liquidity, and then what we do from there is we are able to take our trades throughout each day as far as reactions go. So not too much prediction, more so reaction overall. That's why you'll see our sentiment streams on Mondays, usually 15 to 20 minutes, and you'll also see our review streams on Fridays, usually 15 to 20 minutes as well. We like to keep them short, simple, and sweet. Again, there's no reason to predict when the whole point of why we do this is to react. But with that said, I'll leave this open for about a minute or so. If anybody wants to ask any questions, wants to see any other charts, please feel free to let me know. I do have some crypto plays coming up as well, so we'll be on the lookout for those. And yeah, from there, man, we got some giveaways going out as far as 1% goes, so be on the lookout for those as well this week. Got some new merch coming out, a lot of stuff coming out. So very, very excited as far as that goes. But yeah, we'll leave it open for a minute here. See if anybody wants to ask any questions, close off with anything. If not, we will go ahead and end it for today. Sounds like a plan, brother. No problem at all, man. No problem at all. I will talk to you later. You enjoy your day, brother. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and end it for today. Again, I appreciate everybody that joined. This will be on YouTube within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So be on the lookout for that, and we will get into the next one. Happy trading this week, and let's get to it. Peace out, everybody.